Let me ask you something. What would you attempt if you knew for a fact that quitting was not an option? Imagine waking up tomorrow with one belief inside your mind. Not I hope I succeed, not maybe I can do it, but something far more powerful. A belief that says I can do anything if I refuse to quit. Most people never discover their true potential, not because they lack intelligence, not because they lack talent, but because the moment life becomes difficult, they stop, they step back, and they surrender. But the people who change their lives are the ones who rise above limits. The people who achieve what comes impossible only live by one unbreakable rule, and that is called quitting is not an option. Winners are not the most talented, they are the most relentless. The limits are in your mind. From the moment we are young, the world begins to place limits on us. You cannot do that, that's too difficult, be realistic, and slowly these words become beliefs, and those beliefs become invisible walls. But the truth is something most people never realize. Your biggest limit is not your body, but it is your mind. History proves this again and again. Take Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times while trying to invent the light bulb. Thousand. But most people would quit after only 10 attempts. But Edison did not stop. He kept experimenting. He kept trying. And eventually, the world was illuminated. The person who tries one more time is the person who changes the history. The moment where dreams die. Every dream reaches a dangerous moment, a moment where everything becomes harder than expected. Progress slows down, doubts begin to grow, and suddenly your mind whispers something seductive. Maybe this is not for you, maybe you should choose an easier path, maybe you should quit. And this is the moment where most dreams die. Not in the beginning, not at the first failure, but at the moment where perseverance is required. Dreams do not die because of difficulty, they die because people quit. And the moment you want to quit is the moment you must continue. Ordinary people, extraordinary decisions. Many people think success belongs to extraordinary individuals, but often success comes from something much simpler. An extraordinary person making an extraordinary decision. The decision to continue even when it's painful, even when progress feels invisible, even when nobody believes in them. Look at J.K. Rowling. Before writing the famous Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, she was struggling financially. Her manuscript was rejected again and again, but she did not quit. And one day the world discovered her story. Rejection did not end her story, it started again. One decision can change your entire life, and the decision is not to quit. The secret of unstoppable people. Unstoppable people are not fearless. They are not superhuman. They simply refuse to surrender. When they fail, they learn. When they fail, they stand again. When the world doubts them, they continue. That mindset creates something powerful, momentum. Because every attempt teaches something. Every mistake builds experience. Every challenge strengthens resilience. The person who refuses to quit eventually becomes impossible to stop. Your future is built on the day you refuse to give up. The power of one more day. Sometimes success does not require greatness, it requires patience. The patience to continue for one more day, one more workout, one more practice session, one more hour of effort. Many people quit right before progress appears because growth often happens silently. Like seeds growing beneath the soil, you cannot see them, but they are preparing to rise. Progress is often invisible until the day it changes everything. Success is often just one more day of the not giving up. When the world doubts you, there will be moments when people doubt you. Friends may question your dreams. Family may not understand your ambition. Society may tell you to settle for less. But remember something important. Most people give advice based on their own fears, and not your potential. Do not let someone else's limits become your reality. The world's doubt what it does not understand. But history repeats and respect those who prove it wrong. The final test. At some point in your journey, life will test you. Your patience, your courage, your belief in yourself. You will feel exhausted. You will feel uncertain. You will feel like stopping. And in that moment, one decision will define your future. Do you quit or do you take one more step? Because that step might be one that changes everything. Success often hides behind the moment when you quitting feels easiest. The last step is always the hardest and the most important ever. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is facing their darkest moment. Someone feels like all hope is gone. Someone believes their dream is over. But what if that moment is not the end? What if it's the moment that creates the strongest version of them? Because sometimes true strength appears when everything else disappears. The darkest moment often creates the strongest people. And in the next video, we will explore a moment every dreamer faces. The moment when everything feels lost, and yet some extraordinary people begin to rise. A story about resilience, a story about courage, a story about what happens when all hope is lost. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.